Hi students, welcome back to Appleby Academy's classes. So in this video, we are going to discuss about classes of goodwill. So we are actually discussing this particular topic under the head of partnership accounts, which is an important area under accounting and auditing module. So when you're coming to partnership accounts, you have a number of topics to study, like it includes admission of a partner, retirement of a partner, death or dissolution of a partnership firm. And when you are dealing with all these topics, you need to you should be able to calculate the ratios related to that: sacrificing ratio, new profit ratio, gaining ratio, etc. So we know that in case of all these situations, we need to value goodwill of the firm, and goodwill valuation includes a number of methods and all. So when we discuss about the term goodwill, we sometimes miss this particular topic, that is classes of goodwill. But this is an important topic when you are preparing for NTA UGC net exam. So what do you mean by this classes of goodwill, or what all are the contents which is included under this particular topic? So let's start with the topic. So before getting to this classes of goodwill, we are very familiar with the word goodwill. Goodwill, we know that it is an intangible asset of a particular firm or a particular business. So when you're just selling your firm, when you're just selling your business to another company or to other concern, we know that when you're getting more paid, okay, when you are getting a higher amount than your net asset, it is actually because of the presence of goodwill, okay, that you are maybe getting from your brand or brand equity or something. Okay, so when you're considering the term goodwill, we know it can also be connected that when you are able to earn super profit, that means when you are able to earn more than normal profit. Normal profit means the profit that is earned by the concerns which is doing the similar business. So when you are earning more than that, okay, when you are earning more than that, which is considered as super profit. So if you are earning super profit, which means that there is goodwill. Okay. Now let's start the topic, which is classes of goodwill. So classes of goodwill, or such a classification, is actually based on consumers' behavior, or we classified goodwill based on a consumer behavior. That is considered as classes of goodwill. And this particular theory was first suggested by P.D. League, that was in 1921. So which all are the classes of goodwill? Generally, we are discussing about 4 classes: dog goodwill, cat goodwill, rat goodwill, and rabbit goodwill. So we are just making a comparison with these animals with the behavior of a consumer. So dog goodwill, cat goodwill, rat goodwill, and rabbit goodwill. So firstly, what is about this dog goodwill? We know that dog is an animal which is very fond of his owner. Okay, so he is always giving importance to his master. So like a way that if you're considering a customer always giving his favor, or always have a favor towards the management or the person who is sharing the top position of that company, or they are just purchasing the product, or they are just giving priority to that product, if only because of the person who is in the top of that particular company, it can be considered as, such type of goodwill can be considered as dog goodwill. See, the customers rely on the management and leadership of the company. So here the customer is giving preferences to the management, or the person who is at the top of that particular company. You can consider it as, which is a type of dog goodwill. So they see value in the company because of the people sharing in the position. So they are actually giving value to the company only because of the top person who is at the top of that particular company. So they are actually giving to that importance to that particular person. If a particular customer is giving importance to the top person in that company, or management in that company, or they are preferring that company only because of that, it is considered as a dog goodwill. That's a simply specified here. The customer rely on management and leadership of that company. Okay, so when we are just coming to cat goodwill, you will get a better understanding that here cat goodwill customers are more loyal to brand or company name. So when you're considering dog goodwill, we know that they are actually giving importance to the management, okay, or the person who is at the top of that company, not to a particular no to that particular company. They are not fond of, or they are not really favored to that company, only the person in that. Okay, but in case of cat goodwill, they are actually giving importance to that particular brand, or they are just giving importance to that company name. Okay, they are not actually concerned about the person who chairing the position or the management or the leadership style and all. They just prefer that brand, or they just like that particular company name. So the management and leadership of the team entity does not concern them. So they're not at all concerning about them. Their only concern is about, or they're just loyal to a particular brand or that company. So when you're just considering this situation, if a particular consumer is giving importance to brand or a company, it is considered as more favorable to that company. That means if they are giving importance to the person, then if that particular person is going to change, or if that particular person is going to shift with the company, then the consumers will go with the other company, or they will just shift to another company. Okay, but if they are interested in that brand, or if they are just interested in that company, they will like that is better for the company, right? Yes. So this is actually situation of brand equity. So if a company got brand equity, that is a very positive aspect for that company. Okay, so when you're just considering, the best example you can actually put is Apple iPhone users. So they are just considered, okay, is this a product of Apple? Okay, they are just giving importance only to that brand or only to that company, not to any other person who is in that company. Okay, so that is the best goodwill, or that is the best, or that is a favorable goodwill for a company from the perspective of company, which is always suitable, favorable, or best one. Okay. we are moving to rat goodwill. So rat goodwill is actually considered as a valueless goodwill. You know why? This is because we know that such customers, like if a person with a rat goodwill, such customers do not have some favorites. In case of dog goodwill, we know that dog goodwill, they just give favorites to the management. When it comes to cat goodwill, it's about the brand or company name. But when you're just coming to this rat goodwill, they are not going to prefer a company, or they're just not going to giving importance to the management. So they just haven't any preferences, or just having such likes to anything. So in such a situation, it is which is not easy to convert a value from them. Okay, so when you're just considering, or just take the example of FMCG goods. So there is a chance that we may shift to different products. Okay, we'll try different products. So that's the best example you can actually portray in case of this rat goodwill. Mainly we'll take case of FMCG goods, fast moving consumable goods. They may change their preferences. Okay, this time they are using a particular product, but next time they may think that, okay, let me try the another one. Okay, so that's the situation. So if it is a case of FMCG goods, they have like a chance to shift from one product to another product. Okay, so the customers, based on his mood and preferences at times. So when they're just going to that shop, when they see a particular new product, they may shift to that also. So when you're just taking the case of rat goodwill, they have no such preferences. So if a particular person have no preferences to any brand, management or something, they're not going to, or they're just not going to bring any brand equity or brand preferences. So in that case, it is not giving any value to a particular company, right? So that's why it is considered as valueless. And the best example that you can just take here is FMCG goods. In case of FMCG goods, we may shift it to different product. Okay, that's a situation. Okay, and finally it's about a rabbit goodwill. Rabbit remain to confine a patch and do not like to venture far away. So when you're just considering the case of rabbit, he is always lazy. He just wants to he's not actually interested to go far. He just want to take, or he just want to run around the places where he is. Okay, so like a way, when you're just taking the case of rabbit consumers, they will pick the product if it is available in their acceptable radius. So when you're just taking the case of some groceries, so if you just need some vegetables, we know that we will just go to the near shop which is available to us. Okay, like we are not going to a particular shop, or we are just not at all giving a preference to a particular shop. Whichever is available to you, or whichever shop is nearest to you, you will go to that shop and you will purchase. You are not going to give any preferences in case of this, preferences to a particular company or a particular shop in case of these groceries product, like in case of these vegetables or fruits. That's a situation. So when you're just considering such product, it can included in a rabbit goodwill. Okay. So yes, a consumer would like to go no further than the nearest department store to make the purchase. He always preferred to go to the nearest store. Okay, a person, see, for example, no one likes to go through extra effort to buy fruits, vegetables and groceries. But in case you are just going to purchase a mobile phone or laptop, you may go. Okay, you will just go to a particular shop and you will just purchase from there. But if it is a case of fruits and vegetables, it is not like that. You are not just going to make such an effort to purchase from a particular shop. It is just about where it is available, or from which shop it is available, from which nearest shop it is available. That's a concern. So when you're considering about different product, the goodwill can be varied based on that product. We are taking decision that can also be varied like a way. Okay, so that's a situation which is related to the rabbit goodwill. Okay, so we mainly discussed about 4 classes of goodwill, which is dog goodwill. Then we discussed about cat, rat and rabbit. So in case of dog, we discussed that they are just giving importance to the person who is at the top of that business. Okay, they are just giving importance to management. So if they are just buying products because they just favor that management. Then when it is about cat goodwill, it is about they are just interested in that particular brand, or they are just interested in that company name. And when you're just coming to rat goodwill, it is just considered as a valueless goodwill, but as we know that it is not going to give you a goodwill because they have no such preferences, or they have no such likes or dislikes. That's why we are not getting any goodwill from such consumers. And finally, when you're just coming to rabbit goodwill, here also it is very difficult to get consumers from this category, as they will always prefer to go to the nearest shop. They are not going, or they are just not taking such effort to go to a particular shop. That's a situation. Okay, so now let's discuss a previous year question from this area. So this is for June 2019. Which of the following types of goodwill is considered to be the best? So which is the best goodwill for a company? Dog, cat, rat, cow. Okay. So we already discussed about all these things. Cow is not much as important when you're considering about the other classes. So what about the answer? Which is the correct answer? This is a very direct question which is asked for June 2019. And you can see that the correct option is option B, cat goodwill. Okay, so mainly in this video, we discussed only about the classes of goodwill, and this topic is very simple and it's a small topic, but you should have a thorough understanding about the various classes in case of this goodwill. So I hope this video will help you for your preparation. Thank you and happy learning.